Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video lecture. So we have already covered the all other 4 units. So in today's class we start with the unit 5, that is the last unit. So this unit consists of topics that are namely solid waste, describing the quantity, characteristics and disposal for urban and rural areas. Municipal, we'll discuss mainly the municipal solid waste, okay, not the industrial solid waste. And then we move to air pollution is introduction, types of pollutants, properties and their effect on living beings. There are standards for pollutants in air and their abatements. Okay. And then the third topic will be introduction to disaster management and its importance. Okay. This will cover the entire fifth unit. That will ultimately complete our syllabus. So now we start with what is solid waste. Okay. So the term solid waste it includes all those solids and semi-solid materials that are discarded by a uh, community. Okay, any solid. Till now, we have been studying about the sewage part. Sewage is what? Liquid. All the waste products, liquidated waste products that is coming out from the kitchens, washrooms, toilets, water closets, and all. This forms the sewage. But another kind of waste that is in the liquid form, okay, but what about the waste products that is coming out as in the form of solid? So that is also posing a big problem, okay. It's you cannot of course treat those solid waste because it's not a liquid, it's in solid form. So there are various processes in which it is being handled, okay. Solid waste management or even e-waste, electronic waste, like electronic waste is also a part of solid waste, like your mobile phones, batteries, any electronic products that are not in use anymore. Okay, some laptops that have collapsed and that are not used anymore. What you do with it? Has anybody thought about those things, those aspects? How are we going to manage the recycling issues of those solid products? Because see, anything that is liquidated, okay, as far as it is in the liquid form, in the gaseous form, it won't pose any serious problem as such. But whenever it is in the solid form, its volume will be more. So that is where the problem starts. That where to dispose it? Huge quantity of solid waste is being produced every day. In which in common term we call it as kachra. Okay, so liquid and solid waste we produce, but we are producing in abundant quantity. But what is it after the we throw it? Okay, we throw sometimes not as a sensible decision. We throw our waste on the road or places where it's not supposed to be thrown, but we throw it, not thinking about the consequences. This is the solid waste. This solid waste management is the biggest threat to the environment now. So there are lot of research is being going on the management of such wastes. So this solid waste generated through domestic and commercial activities is classified as municipal solid waste. So this is basically the thing that we are going to study in this unit. Okay, about only municipal solid waste. Again, industries will produce waste which are called as industrial waste. Such waste will be very hazardous to the mankind, to any form of life on earth. Okay, so that again that has to be treated, industrial wastes in the form of solid, that can also be, that has to be reduced or converted into some form or recycled. Okay, so again a lot of research is going on in that area. Solid waste generated by industries is called industrial waste. Biomedical waste from hospital nursing homes are classified as hazardous biomedical waste and may find its way in MSW, that is municipal. What happens, like from the hospital, what are the general waste that are uh, uh, being generated from a hospital, like the waste products like syringe, injection. Once the injection is being injected, it is a waste. It cannot be used again. Cotton, chemicals and all these things, these are all biomedical wastes that are being used in hospitals. So what about such waste? Where do we dispose such waste? So again, it's another serious issue. MSW, municipal solid waste, is a heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous means a variety of different things. Okay, it's not homogeneous. Homogeneous means same. Heterogeneous means different mixture of various kind of solid waste which are not transported with water as sewage, and may include biodegradable food wastes called garbage and non-biodegradable solid waste like paper, glass, rags, metal items called rubbish. Okay. Now, this municipal solid waste, it is classified into two parts. One of those waste will be biodegradable. What is biodegradable? What is meant by biodegradable? Biodegradable is something that can be decayed using microorganisms. Anything that can be decomposed or anything that can be decayed with the help of microorganisms is biodegradable. Any organic thing, say food waste, like your peel of fruits like oranges, banana, all this peel, chilka, what we call in common terms. These are waste. You throw it in the dustbin, and that is being taken off daily, thrown and then being taken off from that vehicle, municipal vehicle that carries waste, okay, that is being collected from every house. The norm that is being practiced. So that is biodegradable. Anything like paper, anything which contains carbon, oxygen, and which contains huge amount of moisture, water, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, that ultimately falls in the category of biodegradable. So if the waste is biodegradable, then it is called as garbage. Okay, and if it is non-biodegradable, like paper, glass, rags, metal items, and other various items which do not contain organic things, rubbish. So MSW is a mixture of uh, garbage and rubbish. Okay, so this is the differentiation mainly. Now again, there are two types of waste: municipal waste, solid waste, and industrial solid waste. And in this chapter, in this unit, we'll mainly discuss about the municipal solid waste. Industrial solid waste is not of much significance as of now for this undergraduate courses. Now, safe disposal of solid waste of a society was not a serious problem as long as the population was very less. Now, what has happened is the population has been increasing by leaps and bounds. Every decade, the growth rate is being increasing in every country. So when you cater to such a huge amount of population, huge number of population, obviously your needs will be more. Your living standards, if it increases, if you are living a very high uh, standard of living, your generation of solid waste will be more. So that way you are generating more solid waste or e-waste, so to speak. So in olden societies, there was no proper collection of safe, proper collection or safe disposal practices for getting waste of solid waste. Now in this era, in this modern society, there is systematic collection of this solid waste because it's, as I told you in the beginning, it is a very important and significant aspect of our uh, waste management, you can say. Although wastewater management is dealt separately, that is going under the road, under the drain, not being seen. Okay, but this is something that you are seeing every day, and you cannot afford to get the society contaminated by solid waste. Okay, what we do is directly dispose any solid waste directly. We have this tendency, especially in a country like ours, where I think the mindset of people is such that you throw anything on the road or anything on public places, and it doesn't matter to people. So that is the attitude that should change here. Yes, there are some natural processes which has the capacity to dilute and disperse and degrade, absorb or dispose of the unwanted materials. And also the capacity has now come under tremendous stress due to enormous quantities of waste being generated by the modern society. Now, as we have discussed about garbage and rubbish, so the density of the garbage varies between 450 to 900 kg per meter cube. Okay, whereas the density of rubbish varies between 50 to 400 kg per meter cube. So as you can see, garbage, because of its biodegradable nature, more oxygen containing or carbon containing, organic containing substances, its density is higher. It is more denser. So it is heavier. Of course, it is heavier. Garbage is heavier than the quantity of MSW produced by a society depends on the living standard of the resident. I have told you, higher the living standard, you use more refrigeration, air conditioning, uh, all sorts of vacuum cleaning, your washing machine sorts of thing. The higher class, higher society people use all these kind of things. Even the upper middle class or nowadays middle class people also do use. So if the living standard is raised considerably, then of course your the waste production will be more, solid waste production will be more. Now the average per capita daily refuse here is refuse mainly. The word MSW is refused, replaced by refuse. You can call this as MSW, solid waste or refuse. Per capita daily refuse or solid waste production in India is only 0.5 kg. But in the United States, or other European countries which are highly developed, highly industrialized, urbanized, and commercialized, much more than our country, there the per capita production may be 2 kg, 2.5 kg, or sometimes 4 kg, depends on the area. Again, this degree of commercialization, urbanization, and industrialization has resulted in vast increase of refuse generated per person. So this is the cause why this solid waste material are increasing. So here we have a table kind of, and which kind of compares generation of the components in a municipal solid waste. So first is garbage, then is rubbish, then ashes, fine dust, silt, and sand. So these are mainly the four components, okay, or constituents of a municipal solid waste. Now here the typical comparison is given. Apparently average consumption, composition, okay, percentage by weight at disposal site. Now for a typical intensity for a typical city in America, USA. So garbage is production is 45%. So out of MSW in India, majority is garbage, okay. Whereas in USA it contributes garbage only, contribution of garbage is only 20%. So more production of garbage is there in India. That means biodegradable substance wastes are more. Then rubbish. Rubbish here is less. 15%, okay. Rubbish includes paper, glass, rags, etc. Whereas in a country like USA, rubbish is more. That is what I'm talking about. The why this generation of rubbish is more because of industrialization. These countries, like the way in the West, like the United States, Canada, or the European countries, they are highly industrialized and urbanized countries. They use modern methods, modern technologies everywhere. They use in their day-to-day or domestic activities. So, in such a case, in such a scenario, your production of rubbish will be more because garbage is nothing. Garbage is coming from the mainly from the waste food products only. That is more in India. Okay, ashes is burnt from coal, wood, all these things. So ash percentage is similar in both the countries, 15% in both in India and US. Fine dust, silt, and sand. So this depends on the environment. This depends upon the atmosphere of the place where you are living. So it is 25%, 15%. Density is 400 to 600, and here it is 100 to 250. That means the density in case of India of MSW is more. Why? Because a significant portion of the MSW is contributed by garbage, much more than in USA. It is 45%. Here it is only 20%. And garbage is denser than rubbish. So overall, the density is more. Here it is 400 to 600. Here it is 100 to 250, almost 4 times or 3 times. Calorific value in kilojoule. So here calorific value is less. Here calorific value is okay, just a tabular comparison of things here. Now we have understood how the quantity, the basic difference in quantities, how the quantities are being analyzed here in case of municipal solid waste. In In a country like India or the US, its various components, characteristics we know. What are these characteristics? Another thing, recycling of plastic, recycling of waste products, waste paper, is another very important thing that we need to work upon. Okay. Now, another important thing is collection and transportation of municipal solid waste. In India, like vehicle comes in your house, normal norm, the vehicle will come at every doorstep or in the colony, the vehicle will come. People will throng at the vehicle to throw the garbage, and it will carry, that vehicle will carry it, like all the garbage that maybe to a larger vehicle like a truck or something, that will carry to the landfill sites where these solid wastes are being, okay, after breaking down solid waste are being buried under landfills, under land. Huge pieces of land are being allotted only just to manage this solid waste, so that is called as landfills. Mm. This is about the collection and all. And how to next, the disposal. Disposal of the municipal solid waste is carried by mainly five methods. First is the sanitary landfilling. Second is shredding and pulverization, composting, including vermicomposting, incineration. Incineration is burning, and thermal pyrolysis, and fifth is throwing into or purging into the sea. So these are the main five methods. This we'll discuss in the next class, and we'll start the next class. We'll discuss about all these five methods, and we'll start air pollution topic. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you for listening to this video.